All right, this hangout on air is live. Did you know the sometime this
Yes.
April? Or you did? Good. Then I'm not going to cover it.
Okay.
All right, what's up, everybody? Before we get going, warning: spoilers ahead. Covered by is absolved of responsibility of any content spoiled for the viewer.
So if you haven't
Tonight,
seen it and you're gonna watch it and you keep watching this, you're a bonehead.
yeah, or you just may not care, and I'm okay with that too. Spoil it, episode 9. We're going to talk about Star Wars Rebels. And let's see what we're in season 3, episode 13, and we're also going to talk about Taboo, season 1, episode 2. I'm Simon, and as always, I'm joined by this guy.
I'm Chad. Thanks for coming here.
Yeah, pull up a seat. You know, let's chit chat. You know what? Let's just get right into this. Let's go to Star Wars. Let's go to a galaxy far, far away. And basic premise of this one, which I thought was very entertaining. Star Wars Rebels season 3, episode 13. Chopper and Zeb find a droid out on the, and how do we say that? Atollon, Atollon wasteland. Upon returning it to base, they learn that it's an Imperial droid programmed to hunt and kill rebels.
It's Imperial Infiltrator Droid.
Yes.
EXD-9. Sorry.
-9. Is that like the 9th version? Like they screwed up 8 more times and they finally got to 8 and they were like, this is the one. I know it.
Or it's just EXD and he's number 9 and there's 30 of them or something.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that you got it. Okay. So I thought this was a very good episode. I mean, here everybody's going to take off and they basically say, Zeb, he's like, oh, dude, no, me do this. And they're like, no, Zeb, don't worry. Chopper will keep you company. Oh, great. Chopper will keep you company.
And of course, chaos ensues.
Yes. Now, the beginning of the episode, you see these little pods shoot out from a Star Destroyer or a light cruiser. I can't remember what it was. They, like as if we're watching Empire and they're shooting off those the droids to go looking for the rebels. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, all right, where we're going with this. And you know, they land on the planets that they need to. This one lands here. As soon as that robot got out of that pod, I went, oh my gosh. Because a replica of Ralph McQuarrie's original C-3PO concept art. And I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of us really geeked out. We all kind of went, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a cool moment. So
very cool moment.
What a lot of people don't realize, and we can jump into this real quick, is that not only did we see McQuarrie's art come to life in this new assassin droid, but what a lot of people don't realize is that Zeb was the original design for Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. That's right. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Family dog.
The family dog.
Show earlier tonight. you don't know what I'm you know, everybody take off. You know, they're telling Zeb, hey, there's you know, meteor or something hit out there, and Zeb's like, oh, I'll go check it out, because of course I don't want to have to deal with the other robot of the show, the protocol droid that our new C-3PO and R2-D2. Basically, he doesn't want to have to deal with them, but he does take Chopper with him. But
yeah, you're talking about AP5, right?
No, yes, thank you, AP5, the Alan Rickman. They didn't find the pod. They found the droid covered up by those spider creatures because they knocked over. When you get to see it, and Zeb decides, hey, we should take it back and see what it is, see who owns it, all that. It's like, no, don't do that. He's like, I'm in charge. I'll do what I want. So they take it back. He decides, charge this bad boy up. Let's see what we can do. And stuff is kind of broken. So they're like, okay, it's just a protocol droid. Man, this is going to be great. We're going to be able to use this guy. And they get a message. Agent Callus, a.k.a. Fulcrum, basically warning them what it actually is and shows them exactly what it is. And that's when the fun starts, because holy cow, that thing just transformed this killing machine.
Yeah.
So I thought it was kind of cool. I thought it was kind of clever. I enjoyed this episode because as that was battling, you got more. What I thought was really cool is that you got to see Zeb known for. He's a captain from his culture. He was military. He did all these things, and we hadn't gotten to see that. And he had to do what he could do in order to basically save the base, and had to work with two droids in order to do this. What do you think of it? What do you think of the droid itself, this assassin droid? Or
I actually liked it a lot. It's very kind of reminiscent, not totally, but reminds me a lot of IG-88. I love the fact that they use McQuarrie's design for the actual kind of submissive version of the droid, because when it goes into assassin mode, the droid actually does morph and kind of change a little bit. Not so much as a transformer, just things just change about it. It elongates and everything, but I liked it. I liked the design. I liked how they beat the droid. I like how they sent it back to the initial Star Destroyer program to self-destruct once it comes back online, and of course it totally destroyed that Star Destroyer. So it was kind of cool to see that. This is could say this is another filler episode, but it also seems like it's the calm before the storm. We keep seeing more and more of Thrawn's involvement in the series. And the season 3 only has a handful of episodes left, but this seems like the calm before the storm, where Thrawn's really going to come out swinging. We might see some serious, butt kicking going on by Thrawn and the Empire. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. This show that our constant collector also do is that Thrawn himself, he's mechanical. Brain of his just goes through all these things. He knows your move before you're moving it, basically. And I loved the end of this episode because he's like, no, it wasn't a disappointment. I don't care that thing blew up. That's fine. We know now that with all these droids that we sent out, these rebels are hiding on one of these and 96 planets.
Right.
So he's like, now 300 planets, we've narrowed it down even more. And that's easier to search because we're the Empire. So yes, I think it's going to build. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with, because I love when the Star Destroyer, the robot shows up and they're like, wait, is that oh my gosh. It totally just blows up. Oh my gosh, what was that? What happened? And they're like, well, we think this happened. And you get this little smirk. Right on, but then of course, I'm very serious because, I'm with the Empire. And then we have the conversation with Thrawn, who I can't wait to see his wickedness. We've only seen a little bit. We have not seen the action and the strength, physical strength from this character.
Right.
So,
which, let's hope they do that, because the original Thrawn that we had from the canon, the Legends canon was very formidable, scary.
Mm-hmm. Much
There's
of
there's a lot
this,
of other great aspects too. I mean, we didn't really touch upon is that AP5, the droid that's on the base there. He's kind of like uh, their catalog guy, you could say. He organizes everything. All the snarky comments that he makes, throughout the episode, directed mainly at Zeb. I was stunned that you had a good idea, and so he's constantly looking down upon Zeb, which is kind of funny.
yeah. Yeah, he cracks me up. He has since the beginning. Introduced to him because of Chopper wanting his leg and gets on the wrong ship. They crack me up. They are the Star Wars Rebels C-3PO and R2-D2. Right off the bat, you know that you can see the sense of humor and the bickering between them. I'm glad. I don't mind C-3PO starts to get on my nerves a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we have something different. I like where this show is going. I really enjoyed this one. I actually enjoyed this one more than the Ghosts of Geonosis Part 1 and 2, which was the one that came back after the break.
Right. Yeah. This was a lot better. This is a redeeming episode of that.
But it still feels like it gets better and better as you watch it. We are building to something bigger. So alone, if you've seen the clip, here we have Kanan teaching Sabine how to use the black saber. So it'll be interesting going. I see IMDb only has us running up to 16 episodes. Hopefully because the halfway break was at 10.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to next week's. I thought this one was pretty good. And we'll see where we go from there.
I'm excited. Looking forward to it, really. I think the season ending on this one's going to be probably pretty spectacular.
Yeah, I think so too. And, if this is the final season of this, I know my daughter is going to be disappointed. But, we'll find something. Let's move on to Taboo. This is another show that we're watching. Tom Hardy over on FX. It didn't have a name. It was just season 1.
I like that. I like the fact they just said episode 2 is kind of cool.
Yeah. I like where this was in this episode. Despite Delaney's return to London society's setting tongues wagging, he enlists allies in his quest to reclaim his love. An unexpected arrival at the reading of the will disrupts his plans and reveals the nature of his inheritance. Shock when that happened, but let's start at the beginning of the episode. Show a lot of people out there that don't, but I think this is some good storytelling. You got more Tom Hardy in this. You got more acting. You got more dialogue out of him, and he's one tough SOB.
Yeah.
He plays them well. Gosh, I mean, there's a lot in this one, is kind of you have story-wise when it comes to building with the, what else do you call her but a whore, because she is, the madness, I guess. You had stories there. You have the continuation of basically the assassination character, Tom Hardy's character, from the East India Trading Company. It was kind of cool. The executive, and I can't remember what the character's name is, but he walks into the room the head of the East India Company just you know, on some paper and he throws it at him, and he's all, pick that up. The guy's like, what the hell am I picking your trash up for? What are you throwing at me? And as he picks it up, and he's like, that's your notice. Basically, you're fired unless you do what you need to do.
Yeah,
Which
give him 2 days.
Is you need, in order for you to keep your job, you need to get whoever you need to get to go kill this guy, because then the sister, she's ready to sell, and we're going to take this land and everything else away. I thought that was really cool.
Right.
I like these guys, the East India Company, because they're idiots, and they show that they're idiots, except for and what else do we get in there?
Well, yeah,
that popped up. Go
there's
ahead.
so much stuff, really, because we're just now getting into the relationship between he and his half sister, Zilpha, and we're kind of guessing what's going on, especially with the fact that the show is called Taboo, that there was possibly a sexual relationship possibly between the two.
Yeah.
And so that would be why, in episode 1, you see her when she sees him for the first time in 10 years, she kind of freaks out, like, oh my God, he's back. So we don't know if her husband really knows. We know that he just has this hatred for him, obviously. But what a lot of people, I think what some of the reviewers don't like about the show is that the story is so complex and that it's not so easy to figure out. And it's something that you're being drugged along with. You kind of being drugged through the mud along with, and so. But I like it. It's so complex. It's fun to go with. You see just how far he's willing to go to protect his inheritance by going out to that ship to confront what might be his assassin that's coming after him, and burning the ship right there in the harbor. The fact that he's just on this rowboat, strips down, jumps in the water, swims over, and takes care of business. But there's a lot of cool stuff, and he hires that the old buddy of his that he sailed around the world with.
Yes.
With eyes and ears.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm glad you brought this up, because Atticus, I love this whole, when he comes out of the pub and his horse is gone and it just says Atticus, and he's like, goes over there, walks in the room, and you don't know who Atticus, and out walks, and I really like this guy, Stephen Graham. I dig this character when he's done, but this character, the tattoo bald head, is fantastic. And he's like, we've sailed around the world together.
Yeah.
I mean, he's nuts. He flat out says, hey, when people want somebody dead, they come to Atticus. Bickering over he was supposed to kill Dad and didn't, and he's like, but you still need to pay me because I didn't do it to me, because I did. Okay, well then you can pay me 15 shillings instead of the 20 that are, I mean, it was, I think, one of the best roles that he has been in is that, besides this one, I think this character is going to be very interesting as we go along, but it is in the oh my gosh, why can't I think of it? It's hold on, it'll come to me. Years ago. He's Tommy in Snatch. He is.
Oh yeah.
He hangs out with the gypsies. It's the boxing setup. He is what's his name, sidekick. He carries the gun, shoots himself. I love Stephen Graham. The roles that he chooses, I think, are fantastic. So when he popped out, when he popped out with that full beard, shaved head, put on a little weight, I'm like, oh yes, I like this guy. And he's nuts. This Atticus character is nuts. I love the way they introduce this guy. And once they had that conversation, then they moved on to who came to you to have me killed? And
Right.
he goes, well, did you get a name? And of course, he's not the brightest. He goes, no, and so they go off, and then we get some other scenes. But as we move along, they end up at the, he goes and talks to the lawyer, Tom Hardy's character goes talks to the lawyer because he's, what he's trying to rebuild his dad's business. He's trying to do all these things. And he says, well, there's some debt, there's some this, there's some that, and it's not going to be a pretty place.
That whole scene, though, is that, the lawyer told the entire crowd, he doesn't owe you jack. His father's debts are not his. But yet he brings out that bag, dumps all the money on the table, and goes, look, I'm going to pay you what my father owed you.
Yeah.
And so basically he's winning the crowd. This whole episode was basically him going out and building himself a network.
Yes.
He bought himself a boat. He bought himself, he wants to get in good with, the whore, Franca.
Thank you. That couldn't remember her name.
Building. He figures out that the girl that he talked to earlier is, her daughter. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of stuff and this episode was very, you could say, straightforward. There's still complexities to it, but it's still straightforward in that he went out to do all these things purposely.
Yeah.
And of course, the East India Trading Company is just out to get him and to kill him. And of course, at the very end of the show, he comes across this assassin, this guy who's dressed like a woman, has a shawl across her face, walking down the street like nothing's a big deal. And she pulls out this knife, or he does, and tries to kill Tom Hardy and stabs him. But Tom Hardy just lays waste to this dude. And actually, did you see what he did at the very end? He actually bit the dude's neck.
Yes, he did. And then you can see him. He's like, he's getting all crazy. And then he's kind of like stepped back a little bit because I think he was hurting. And then we get him slumped over on the wall, just holding that knife in his gut, kind of getting a little dazed. So, yeah, this show's pretty intense too. I've said this before. I love the time period. I love the scenery. One of the things that we haven't talked about too is that we get to see how much of an is at this time, and how much because of him, the war over the Revolutionary War, because he's like, I'm better than everybody. No one's better than me. I don't care who they are. Kill this, kill that. And he's just this pig, and things probably would have been a lot different if he wasn't like that. But
the character himself is very engaging, and it's a show that you have to pay close attention to, kind of like we were talking about Westworld.
Yeah,
this is something you have to not only watch, but you have to listen intently. And sometimes the mumble of the English accent, sometimes with some of these people, you kind of have to go, wait, rewind a little bit, rewatch it. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what he said. Okay, to make sure you're on the right track, because if you miss something, you're going to miss something that might be pivotal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, I'm giving this a mint still.
I am too. I'm right there with you. I cannot wait to see where this thing goes. It has been a fun ride. It is only a few episodes long, but man, so far what we're getting is good. You did get to see what he buried in the first episode. It's a bag of raw diamonds.
Yeah.
He uses one of those, sends it to his sister. Basically, I think it's basically I'm sorry that you're not getting anything. So maybe this will make up for it. I don't know. Right. Because during that scene earlier, I mean, the reading of the will and then him paying the debts and all that kind of stuff. I mean, like you said, he's building that rapport. He's making everybody know, hey, I'm not a bad guy. My father may have done some things, but I'm going to clean that up. And I have some goals. And once he pays them off, then he's going to get them on his side. They're going to be able to do things. He'll get a crew for his ship, for their trading. He's building his own little army, basically, to go against the East India Company, because as the lawyer said, these guys are stronger than God, they're stronger than England, they're stronger than this, and nobody goes up against them because they will crush us. So, but I don't think so. So, fantastic episode, fantastic show. It is, like you said, it's right up there. I love the fact that there's so much great content out there that we're watching, that everybody else is watching. If you're not watching us, you need to watch this. I think it's a great show. Let us know what your thoughts are on this one. If you're watching something else, let us know. Yeah, we'll be back next week and spoil it again, because yeah, I can't wait. Man, this is good stuff. All right, Chad. Why don't you tell us where everybody can find you? Because I mean, unless you have some more thoughts, I don't think I do.
No, I think we've covered it pretty well. The fact that we're still giving it an M for mint, and that this is something you to go check out. And of course, if you're watching this, you're spoiling it for yourself, obviously.
Yes.
And you should go check out episode 1 and then catch up with episode 2. You'll know what we're talking about. There is a complexity to it. Don't try and get too bogged down with the accents. It's something that'll come to you. It's a great show. It really is. Tom Hardy and his dad have put together something that's, I think, very good. That can go for several seasons, in my opinion.
I hope so.
At least I hope it does. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm giving a mint. On social media, you can find me on Twitter at Chad Griffin 12, on Instagram at DJ Kilt, and of course Facebook Chad Goodwin, and of course over at the website constantcollectible.com.
All right, and of course I'm Simon, and you can find me over at Twitter at C_collectible, Instagram of the same C_collectible. We're on other social medias. Of course, our website is constantcollectible.com, and us is constantcollectible@gmail.com. We're live every Thursday nights, typically, 9:30, I would say, Pacific. And I only say kind of because it depends on how long our previous show goes for. And our website is constantcollectible.com. We'll be back next week to talk more Star Wars Rebels and Taboo. And just a show note, just so you guys are aware, we are going to pick up The Expanse, which airs February 1st, and we will start our first episode of Expanse Season 2, Episode 1 on February 8th. So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us. Let us know what you think in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Come visit the website, say hello, and you guys have a fantastic day. Thanks so much.
Take care, everybody.
Goodbye, as they say.